Greetings, fellow gorehounds, and welcome back to a Blood Splattered vlog. I'm the Horror Guru.
I'm Count Jackula.
And today we're going to talk about Crimes of the Future, the latest David Cronenberg body horror science fiction film. So it's David Cronenberg returning to his roots.
Returning to form, as it was.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It turns out he's really returning to his roots because apparently this was like a script that he wrote in like the late 90s, never got made, returned to it, refined it, and decided to film it over the course of the pandemic. So that's where we're at.
Yeah. And it's funny, it doesn't look like a pandemic movie, but when you think about it, you can see the seams, but only if you know that. Yeah. Because there aren't a lot of people in any one scene, but because fucking theme is social isolation, you never notice that as being off in any way.
Yeah, pretty much. There are some things that apparently at one point Natalie Portman was going to be in this movie, but the pandemic made that not possible. So like there was like a bunch of things that happened over the production as a result of the pandemic. But like where it's most obvious is that in most scenes, you mainly have one or two people, with the exception of the art scenes.
The performance scenes.
The art performance. Because basically the premise of this movie is that it takes place in a unspecified future where human beings have evolved to not feel pain anymore and to not get disease.
Yeah.
But they also have evolved in such a way, or at least a select few of them have evolved in a way where they're like growing random redundant organs, or organs that have like
unknown purposes.
And our main character, played by Viggo Mortensen, is a art exhibitionist who puts on these performances where his partner performs surgery on him and removes all his new organs as they grow. Because basically his whole life, they keep growing inside him.
Yeah.
Nonstop. And every time a new one grows, they put on an art show and they cut it. They cut them open and they cut it out and they put it on display. And it's like this new form of art. What's it called? Like public exhibition?
Performance art.
Performance art.
Yeah,
it's a new form
of performance art.
Exactly.
Surgery is the new sex.
Indeed. That is a line in the movie, which is probably the most Cronenbergian line ever written.
Oh, yeah.
The movie is essentially about all the weird conspiracies underneath that. Like there's like a group of like resistance, like not fighters is not the right word, but like they're resisting the whole like people shouldn't evolve thing, and they like their new organs.
Because there's a fear that at some point that these people who have these new organs will not be human anymore.
And there's like a new government organization that has formed to basically track down people with these new organs and chronicle them and throw ones in jail for various reasons. And this has formed a really weird, like, for lack of a better way of putting it, this movie's about the weird politics of that.
Yeah.
With Viggo Mortensen's character kind of being caught in the middle, because not only is he a person who grows these organs, so he is one of the evolved, he also is secretly working with the police to track down the people that have embraced their evolution.
Yeah.
And in fact, his art shows are his way of rejecting his evolution.
While also like hopefully attracting these people into his orbit so that he can report on them.
So it almost has like this like detective aspect, almost like a neo-noir film, for lack of a better way of putting it. But like it also kind of just feels like a late 90s Cronenberg film. You know, like Existence.
Yeah. This is probably the most Cronenberg.
Mm-hmm.
I have not seen a Cronenberg movie this Cronenberg since Naked Lunch.
Yeah, I would agree.
I would agree. There's like, because he does body horror and a lot of nasty and weird things happen, but it's usually not it's usually not like a Star Wars cantina scene of such things.
Yeah.
Except in Naked Lunch and here in Crimes of the Future.
For sure.
You're just looking around and there's just all these people with like extra body parts and shit.
Yep.
You're just like, okay.
It's kind of like Scanners, but like not like in the body horror, just in like plot wise, where it's like, oh, there's these people that have evolved in this certain way. What would the politics of that be?
Yeah.
Like how would the world react and what would they accept, what they wouldn't? And you can see him doing the same kind of game with this.
Yeah. Oh, and spoiler, it's about right to choose.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you've noticed this, but that has been David Cronenberg's artistic axe to grind.
Oh, yeah.
Always. There is, I don't think, none of his horror movies don't touch on it.
No.
You know, The Fly touches on it. The Brood touches on it big time.
Mm-hmm.
This one, fucking Existence, fucking Shivers.
Yeah.
You know, it's all about sex and the right to choose.
Oh, yeah.
Your sexuality, your body, bodily autonomy. That's it. That's probably the most concise way of putting it.
You kind of have like this like X-Men conflict because you have like the normal humans who have not evolved in this way and their fear of the people who are evolving into something more than human.
Yeah.
More human than human.
Yeah. But like they're not like the X-Men. They don't have like, they can't shoot eye-beams.
Yeah, they don't have powers.
Like yeah.
No.
They just have like a weird thing about them.
There is one power established in the movie, and that involves the ability to eat plastic that some of them have.
Yeah. Which is definitely one of those, oh, that's weird.
Which actually leads into one of the movie's other themes, which is climate change.
Yes.
You know, because it's heavily implied that climate change is one of the reasons why human beings have started evolving in different ways.
Yeah. Different environmental pressures.
And so human beings, for example, in this instance, like a character that has evolved to eat plastic is perfect for the post-climate change world in which we have all this garbage that's just lying in fucking dumps and not decomposing because it's all fucking made of plastic. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, one of the weirdest aspects of this are all of the creature comfort appliances.
Oh yeah.
That are really super weird and you don't understand how they are supposed to perform the function that they say they do.
Yeah, because apparently alongside humans evolving to not feel pain and to not necessarily get disease, this has also allowed the advancement in biotechnology. And some of the technology is literally built to like cater to people that are evolving, because apparently like if you're one of those people who have like the organs growing inside you all the time, like sometimes your basic bodily functions don't work well anymore, like your ability to swallow. So like they have like this chair that is literally supposed to help contort your body to allow the food to go down your fucking throat.
It moves all the shit for you.
You know? You also apparently, if you have a person who has the organs and shit growing in you, you will have like pain centers that constantly move across your body because your organs inside are constantly changing. So they actually do feel pain. Unlike a lot of other people. And so there's like these like beds that they lay in that is supposed to hook up to you, so it's neurally linked to you, and recognize where your pain center is and adjust the way you're laying so you no longer feel that pain or pressure on that point anymore. Which creates these really fucking weird scenes where you have Viggo Mortensen's character laying in this bed that's like hooked up into him, and it all looks fleshy. It looks like a vagina walnut. You know? Like, and it's like moving his body in these weird positions while he's like sleeping, or when he's trying to eat breakfast, it's like moving his body and he's trying to swallow. But it's really fucking gnarly and messed up. And surprisingly, it's not the most fucked up body horror in this movie.
No. Like, and of course, everything more than I think any other, this has got that biomechanical H.R. Giger edge to it.
100%.
You know?
100%.
That's something that he has flirted with before, but never used as its main centerpiece.
He goes all in on it. Like a lot of the technology in this reminded me a lot of like Existence, where it also kind of had like fleshy technology. You know, and you'll like, like when you're hooking up the machine into the body, it kind of looks like anal sex. Like there's a lot of that going on.
Exactly. Like a lot of the if you haven't seen Existence, the best way to describe it is imagine the teleportation pod in The Fly, but made of flesh.
With a little bit of the Matrix thrown in.
And there's a bit, a little bit of also, of course, a little bit of that video drone.
Yep.
You know, which has a very, very similar themes. But in this one, it's much more narrowly focused.
Like if you were to watch, like I feel like this movie sits within Existence and Videodrome in like it's...
in one timeline.
They kind of like feel like they thematically go together really well.
It's like Videodrome somehow becomes Existence, somehow turns into Crimes of the Future.
Absolutely. Now, just a bit of a warning. There's actually 2 movies called Crimes of the Future, directed by David Cronenberg. This movie has nothing to do with the original one. It just shares the same name. So when you're looking for this movie, make sure it's the one that was released this year in 2022. Some of them might list it as 2021 because I think it hit some festivals last year, but you're not looking for the one made in the 70s. And the other warning I want to give you is that, let me put it this way. Jack had trouble watching scenes in this movie.
This movie will fucking has the potential to give you weird feelings about parts of your body you didn't know you had.
We had moments where we had to pause so Jack could just have a cigarette and chill out for a moment because the scene was so fucked up and gnarly.
Yeah, but it was about weird things. It was like okay, there's the woman who's being like having her like face cut open so that she looks like she has like 6 vaginas on her cheek. Like that's not a problem, but for some reason the curved blade getting too near the fucking ankle. Like, okay, we got pause for a minute here.
The guy with a body full of ears, totally fine.
Yeah, that's fine. You know,
but like the weird like sex scene between like the two characters where they're like cutting each other open.
Yeah. That got a little gnarly. You know. I said, well, even just the fucking microscopes that they use, where they're literally like, like plugging it into their eye and then sticking it in somebody.
Oh God,
dude. I thought for sure one of them was gonna get stabbed in the head with that thing.
Now, one thing I do want to say about this movie is some of the old Cronenberg movies, like the ones we all praise, like Videodrome and The Fly, do not have this problem. But some of the lesser Cronenberg movies have problems where they're really interesting ideas with really cool like effects, but like really mediocre acting. The acting in this is really good.
Oh yeah, no, this one's on point.
Like Viggo Mortensen, it's one of his best performances. Not surprising, most of Viggo Mortensen's best performances are in Cronenberg films. Eastern Promises and A History in Violence, two of the best fucking
Viggo
Viggo
Mortensen.
Mortensen.
Is his first time being in what is like a classic
a classic Cronenberg film. Kristen Stewart has a small role in this, and she is fantastic in her role. She looks like she was basically given the direction of, okay, so you're trying to be professional, but you're just getting more and more horny as the scene goes on.
As the scene goes on, yeah. No matter what you're talking about. Are you talking about art, surgery, or wanting to fuck this guy?
Yeah.
But remember, you're not going to want to fuck this guy in like a normal way. You're going to want to do it with like a drill or something.
Yeah.
You know?
And she's like a Viggo Mortensen stan too. So every time she's around him, she just gets hornier and hornier.
Yes.
And she fucking
I forget the name
it.
of his actual character, but like,
I forget. He had a name that sounded like it was a thematic name, like it actually like tied in.
Yeah. It's like,
but I can't remember. I'll put
Zendridin or something.
I'll put the name right here, and you'll know what it is. But like, I can't remember his name. He's just, in my head. I'm just like, he's Viggo Mortensen. He's
yeah. Well, like, okay, now that's the movie.
Yeah.
Now the movie starts. Cronenberg loves to do this. He loves to show you something that is happening. Mm-hmm. But giving you no context for it. The rest of the movie is the context.
It has a very messed up cold open that has zero context and doesn't make sense until like halfway through the movie.
Right, like, like in Shivers, the guy like fucking raping that one girl who's dressed like the dude from AC/DC.
Yeah.
And you're like, whoa, what the hell's happening here? You know?
And so you definitely have to like stick through it when that happens, because like it doesn't give you any context, it doesn't explain itself, and it starts to make sense. But like you get really into the plot at that point. Like once you're like a halfway into the movie, the opening scene now makes sense.
Yeah, because it starts out with like this little boy like on the shore of some. Looks like it's somewhere in Europe, maybe Greece,
something like that. Yeah,
I
think this film was filmed in Greece. So
okay, there you go. And his mom is like looking at him like he's some sort of like fucking alien, and you're like, okay, that's weird. And then we go to a scene where he just starts eating a garbage can. Yeah. Not out of a garbage can. The garbage can itself.
You first think he's eating out of it, and then it like slowly pans around, and you're like,
you're like, what the shit?
He's just fucking eating that garbage can.
What the hell's going on?
And then it cuts to him laying in bed and her smothering him with a pillow. Mm-hmm. Obviously his mom, and you're just like, wait, what the fuck just happened?
What just happened?
And then it cuts to Viggo Mortensen waking up and his whole plot, and it seems to have nothing to do with that opening scene. So you spend a good like hour of the movie wondering what the fuck was that
just happened. But like the dad of the kid shows up, so you're like, okay, clearly this is all connected. If you were worried about that,
we'll talk about how they're connected in the spoiler section, because it does all come together. It's one of those things where it throws you into a world, gives you zero context, and expects you to keep up. But if you do, it rewards you for doing it.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, I still, oh God. I love a little scene. It happens twice where a scene like this happens with the same group of characters. Because one of the characters is a dude who fucking really obviously, I don't know how to say it. He's always like hanging with like his bro, and they're always fucking some chick in an alley, but they're not fucking her. They're doing surgery on her.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, what?
Because we've reached the point where because people have reached this stage of evolution without the pain and without the disease, like the new way of getting high is surgery. The new way of having sex is surgery. So all like the back alley like drugs and shit like that, it's people cutting each other open now.
Yeah. Quick, take her. It's like, all right, like how many can we split this finger in two?
Now there is actually still drugs, but they are drugs for the people who have evolved further. But we'll talk about
that later. Yeah.
But it's
the the biological becomes mechanical becomes biological.
I do want to give another shout out to two of my favorite characters in this damn movie, the Fixers.
Oh, the Fixers are great.
There's these two, like, I think it's heavily implied they're lesbian lovers that are also, they fix all...
The mechanics.
Yeah, they're mechanics. They fix all the biomechanical equipment throughout the movie. And so every time, like, a piece of equipment breaks down or needs to be retrofitted to do something that it's not normally supposed to do, they're the characters that show up and they're like, oh yeah, here's your problem here, and then they just fix it. But they have twists that we'll talk about in the spoiler section, because there's more to them than that.
Yeah, there's a lot more to them. Like you get the feeling that they are people who have sex exclusively with machines.
Yeah. Because there's that great scene where they fix that surgery bed and then lay in it naked together.
Yeah.
Inviting the third woman over to like... So that's the thing about this movie. This movie is a lot of people cutting each other open and sex. But like not straight sex. Like, and I mean there is straight sex.
Heterosexual. There is heterosexual, there is homosexual, but just it's not sex as you think about it.
Yeah, rarely are there body parts going inside other body parts unless the body part they're going inside of is a newly cut open piece of flesh.
Yeah, like this is it's like Videodrome.
Yeah,
you know? It's like, there'd be, let us behold the new sexual extremity.
Like there's a point in which a character goes down on another character, but they're not going down on them and like licking their genitals. They're cutting the hole that's open in their fucking stomach.
Yeah.
They're like, licking.
What?
They're performing cunnilingus on the hole.
Yeah.
It's fucking gnarly.
Yeah, and the main character has like all these, I forget what they're called, but I think they're called Ephistogates.
Something like that.
Like, yeah, like where basically you have like this open, it's like a healed wound, but it's not sealed.
Yeah.
And so you can go from the outside to the interior organ. This is a real thing, Ephistogated. But I forget what the actual like opening itself is called, but he's got like several of them, so like people are sticking.
He's got one with a fucking zipper on it.
Yeah. And he literally zips open, and there's his intestines. You're just like, okay.
It's like fucking like it's like Tetsuo the Iron Man as a fucking sex drama. What the fuck?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
to be fair,
like, Tetsuo the Iron Man kind of was, but like
to be fair,
in a very different way. Although, Tetsuo the Iron Man would like was right at home.
Yeah.
Alongside this movie.
And that's where we'll move on to the spoilers. Like, if you like Tetsuo the Iron Man, if you like Videodrome, if you like Existence, if you like any of those types of body horror movies, you're going to love the shit out of this movie. It is a must-see, and you should absolutely see it. It is currently available on various platforms to rent. I think it cost us like $20 to rent because it's technically still in theaters. So
yeah. We took the expensive route.
If you want to wait for it to be lower in price, then you're probably gonna have to wait a couple months. But like, it's really good. I recommend.
Yeah. If anything we've said sounds like your cup of tea, you're not gonna miss those $20.
Absolutely. I don't think there's any sexual assault or like animal death in this, so I don't really have a warning there. There's child death.
There is child death.
There's child death.
Yeah, but we already warned you about that.
Warned you about that.
Everything is so weird. Nothing like that stood out.
There's only one scene that is like kind of like not necessarily consensual, but it never consummates in any like actual sex. It's just like it's like a brief kiss. And it kind of was consensual, but the character's just bad at it. Like it's weird.
It's really odd. Trust. Anytime someone actually look, all sex in this thing is metaphorical.
Yeah.
When someone actually penetrates or stimulates somebody, it's not actual. You're not actually seeing the body parts do it.
I also want to say this. This is the one and only movie that ever existed that I think is truly about inner beauty.
Oh, it is.
Thematically.
It is thematically about inner beauty. Mm-hmm.
In the most literal sense. And with that said, my fellow gorehounds, let us move on to the spoilers.
This is an interesting one when it comes to spoilers, because not only is this a movie where there actually are twists and turns, it's also a movie where even if we tell you about all the twists and turns, it's really about just watching this shit happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
it's got the same kind of vibe as like I use Scanners as a great example of it, because it's got that kind of like a political espionage kind of vibe where there's a lot of like like twists and turns and like surprise loyalties revealed and things like that. It
also reminds me very much of like a really high production, high concept guinea pig film. You know,
I can totally see that. Actually, yeah. So the first like real thing that's a bit of a spoiler is the way the whole intro ties into later in the movie. Is that the dad of the kid that is smothered at the beginning of the movie? It turns out that he is one of the evolved people that have started to develop new organs, and that his son has developed the ability to eat plastic. He is one of the people that has the ability to do this.
Yeah, and one of the things that is so special about him is that he has inherited this trait. Because his father created a set of organs for himself and some other people. He implanted it in other people, but then he has a kid, and the kid grows it naturally.
His dad is basically like one part a mad scientist and one part a fucking drug dealer. That's basically what he is. And he basically has developed this ability through his mad science so that the humans can eat plastic. Basically as a way to, because he found out that by doing this, they don't have the swallowing problem. You know? Turns out their bodies are more designed to do this, and that he's kind of speeding the evolution along.
Yeah, this is what all the mutation in humanity is actually trying to accomplish.
On top of this, he's also developed this food source, which is like these little bars that have like plastic in them. That people they're purple bars that they sell on the black market to these people so that they can eat them, and if they eat them, they're not going to have the swallowing problem that Viggo Mortensen suffers from for a long period of time. But more importantly, the mom killed the kid because she saw the kid as a monstrosity, as
an abomination,
because the mom was more normal human. Unlike the dad. The dad has comes to Viggo Mortensen because he puts on all these exhibitionist art shows, and he wants them to perform surgery, or more accurately, an autopsy on the body of the kid, so that they can reveal to the world the next stage of human evolution, the plastic organ, the plastic swallowing organ. And that's how these two plots end up tying together. But what he doesn't know about Viggo Mortensen is that Viggo Mortensen is secretly working for
he's an undercover cop.
For the cops.
What was it? The
new
Office
Vice.
of New Vice.
You
know,
which
like
is
the
a great
new Flesh.
It's a new double entendre, because they're the Vice Squad, but they're going after this new Vice. You know? And this plot ends up like having many twists and turns. Because Viggo Mortensen over the course of it kind of starts to question whether working with the cops is a good thing. And
because he's sort of like, well, wait a minute, like, aren't I by definition by the new definition, I'm a terrorist.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like I thought I was turning people in, but now by this definition, I'm a terrorist because evolution is revolution.
Yeah.
You know?
Because he has spent his whole life rejecting his evolution.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been helping the cops like crack down on the rest of the evolution. And then he meets this dad, and through conversations with the dad starts to question, like, no, maybe I should embrace my evolution the way he has. Maybe it is the true inner beauty.
Yeah, maybe it's, you know.
I mean, I'm already putting it out to display like it's a work of art.
Yeah.
Maybe that's more true than I give it credit for. You know, and his journey over this movie is basically realizing how wrong he is.
Yeah.
And coming out the other end realizing, no, I am beautiful inside. I am great inside, and I should stop fighting it.
Yeah. Yeah, there is a place for this.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And but unfortunately there's a lot of like unfortunate twists and turns that happen throughout this. Like the government gets a hold of the body and changes out the organs inside.
Oh yeah.
So that when they perform the surgery, what's inside is not what's actually inside the kid's body. So that entire plan completely falls flat. The fixer mechanics that we talked about earlier the reason why I use the word fixer is because they're not just mechanics. They also apparently are working for someone, because they're going around assassinating anyone involved with
involved with this incident.
Yeah.
You know, like as it's unfolding.
Like they're cleaning shit up, or they're secretly like working for the government to cover it up or something.
Yeah. They're not necessarily important to the discussion.
Yeah.
But they are important to illustrate that there is a whole world that is being dealt with.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, politics are messy, and sometimes someone sticks their finger where you don't expect them.
It also turns out that some of the people he's working for in the new Vice Squad also don't agree with the Vice Squad.
Yeah.
Like there's there's these two, one of them being the Kristen Stewart character, that are like actually like huge fans of him because they see him as like the ultimate evolved form. He's the ultimate inner beauty.
Yeah.
And there's a point earlier on in the movie where like a person comes to him and secretly offers him to join this like beauty contest. Like it's an inner beauty contest where you cut open your stomach and you reveal your inner
organs and stuff.
You know, and because he is constantly growing new organs at a more rapid rate than anyone else, he's considered the ultimate celebrity in this if they could get him to do it. And it turns out the secret judges of the contest are the two people at the Vice Squad that he's working for.
Yeah.
You know? So like there's all these like again, surprise loyalties are revealed throughout. And the ultimate culmination of this movie is like, that the cops end up successfully fucking over that reveal. The dad is killed by the fixers. And all hope seems to be ultimately lost for the evolved people, except we end the movie where Viggo Mortensen is trying to eat his breakfast like he normally does with his fucking chair.
Yeah, with that fucked up chair. Yeah.
And then he finally gives in and picks up the purple bar. Technically, his partner gives it to him.
Yeah.
The purple bar, and eats the purple bar. The chair stops, and the chair stopping implies, because the chair only moves if he's trying to digest.
Yeah.
If he's trying to swallow.
In discomfort. Yeah.
He eats the purple thing. The chair completely stops. He stops choking, and it just goes down and swallows. And then he cries one single happy tear because he has finally accepted what he is.
Yeah. He's finally fighting the thing that he is.
The implication...
He's not fighting it anymore.
The implication being the old leader may be dead, but they may have just given birth to a new one.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know,
and that's where the movie ends because, well, what else is there to say?
Exactly.
You know?
And there's a lot that happens. Like, it's a very convoluted plot, but it all comes together, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. One other the detail is that the purple bar is like poisonous to normal people.
Yeah. Normal humans cannot eat it. They can't digest it. It's like made of plastic and other things that like humans are
not
built to digest.
Yeah.
You know, there's a one undercover cop who tries to eat one, and we watch him just like, it's like eating cyanide.
He just
you know?
Yeah, he just fucking dies.
So there are many plot points, but like that's the core of the movie right there is basically learning to embrace who you are, your inner self, your true inner self, in the face of a world that refuses to accept you and rejects you.
Yeah, and with the added edge of the thing that everyone is politically and socially rejecting is probably a matter of biology.
Yeah.
It's not, you can't just change your mind.
Like you can totally like apply what this movie's talking about to queer issues.
Yeah.
You can tie it to the abortion issues. You can tie it to a whole bunch of things that we're really dealing with today. And I know that's intended because every single Cronenberg film has intended to talk about these things.
It's always been
because Cronenberg himself is very outspoken about all these things.
Oh yeah. The guy's not shy.
Yeah.
It's one of the things I find so admirable about him.
Yeah, absolutely.
But one of the things I really, really like when Cronenberg does this is that Cronenberg is always on the side of the bizarre.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he's always on the side of the bizarre, whether or not, like the status quo is usually the bad guy.
Yeah.
One way or another, it's the villain.
He's always kind of a voyeur of the bizarre, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of
yeah. He's just sort of like, I'm just going to watch this happen
here,
see how this goes down, I get the feeling that he really enjoys watching these events unfold as even though he wrote them, just filming it itself is probably a bit of a kick.
You know what this movie also gave me the vibe of? Like, I know it was an old movie that he was originally going to make back in the late 90s, early 2000s, but like this movie really gave me the vibe of, my son's been making what? Oh, I can't let him beat me at my own game.
I know. No, it's like, no, son, you're a good kid, real good. Well, his daddy's in town, you always be second best, see?
Yeah. Brendan Cronenberg's out there making all these sci-fi body horror masterpieces.
And they're great.
And they're fucking great. Like, they feel like the kinds of things that his dad used to make back in the day. And now his dad's come back in and is like, oh, let me show you how to make one of these for real.
Yeah. I'm gonna make my masterpiece. This kind of is Cronenberg's masterpiece.
Oh yeah, it is. It feels like the ultimate culmination of every movie he's made.
Yeah. But even like the ones like, maybe not History of Violence. Well, actually, because of Viggo Mortensen, yes, History of Violence. Oh, yeah. But like in terms of tone, you've got your shivers. You got the sexual aspect. You've got the bodily autonomy, that's your fly. That's you've got dead ringers, that's the surgery.
Oh yeah.
You even got like what was the one that Robert Pattinson was in? Cosmopolis, yeah.
But like even A History of Violence has a tie into this too, because A History of Violence is all about a character trying to reject who they are.
Yeah.
And then being unable to do that
that's
anymore.
That's a good point, yeah. Yeah. It's just less biomechanical.
Yeah. It's not body horror.
Yeah. It's a flat out normal narrative. It's which really actually funny. Like he actually started doing those with Crash when he adapted J.G. Ballard's Crash.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because that's another one where there is a lot of body horror in implication, but it's not like special effects. Oh my fucking god, that's like an alien creature or something.
Yeah. It was also his most overtly sexual movie.
It was. Yeah. I also appreciate this. I did nail it.
Yeah.
I did nail it because I was like, oh, these two. Okay, so if you watch a lot of Cronenberg flicks, you can notice that there's usually a scene. He has a scene where two characters are having sex, but they are somehow completely detached from each other.
Yeah.
Usually they're not looking at each other. They're facing in, other directions. This one has a scene where the characters are having sex, but while they are doing it in a weird way, they are actually facing each other.
It's true.
And I was like, that means that this is actually going to be a functional relationship. And it was.
It was a truly romantic, intimate partnership.
Yeah.
The thing I think really benefited this movie, and I think what lends it to feeling like Cronenberg's ultimate masterpiece, is much like Fury Road. I think the years it took to make it and refine it over the years really allowed him to like hone in.
Yeah, it really sings.
Because like it's been working on it for 10, 15 years. you know, 20 years actually, if we're going like late 90s.
Yeah,
yeah. You know, and able to just make it as good as possible. And it is.
It's amazing. It is a fucking amazing movie. Mm-hmm. You know, I knew we weren't going to regret watching it, but like, you always got that fear, right?
Absolutely.
You know, you're like, oh, what if this is the one that sucks and everyone's wrong?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's always a possibility. But nope. Crimes of the Future is one of my favorite movies of the year so far, so go see it.
Yeah. Oh, God. And it's got, and this has been another year of like some pretty good fucking flicks.
We've seen a lot of good shit this year.
First, it was, there was Fresh, which was the one about the cannibals.
Yeah.
And then that got unseated by X.
Yeah.
And now X has been unseated by Crimes of the Future.
Yeah, I know. It's like, holy shit. Just keeps getting better and better.
Yeah.
And we actually have another movie that's going to be one of my favorites of the year. We're going to vlog in a minute. So.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Although it doesn't necessarily unseat the previous.
No, I don't think so.
One.
I don't think so. But it is a fucking masterpiece in its own.
Oh, yes. Agreed.
And with that tease out of the way, where can they find you, Count Jackula?
Oh, you can find me on Twitter. Is that enough? Oh, no, I should probably give him the account. Okay, at Counting Jack, you follow me on Twitter. And I stream multiple times during the week. You should follow me on Twitter so that you can catch the announcements of when that happens, because right now it's a little in flux. And you can also follow me at Satanic Jackula on Instagram, although I'm posting less and less there these days. Yeah, because fair. I'm going to tell you, I cannot tell you how my money don't jiggle, it folds. Oh my God.
You've been on TikTok, haven't you?
Yeah. Well, no, it transferred from TikTok to Instagram.
Because that's a TikTok meme.
And I know. But I was like, wait, where did this come from? Oh, this came from TikTok. And then just Instagram it was all over the fucking place. And I'm like, okay.
Have you seen the variation on that one? Like, my booty don't jiggle, it's bones.
I haven't.
Not even a little whittle.
I have not. See, that hasn't made it to Instagram yet. I need to be on TikTok a little bit more, which I have been, to be fair. But sometimes it's like looking at messages from outer space. Man.
It kind of is.
I mean, that's what's cool about it, but at the same time, it's like, I have no idea what's going, but now it's just stuck in my fucking head. Yep. It's like, no, TikTok gives you Videodrome, you know?
It does.
Be careful.
It does. It's that feeling of listening to the same song over and over again. Now it's stuck in your head, except it's not the full song. It's just this one fucking segment.
One fucking clip. You know, it's like,
And if you dare like someone's use of the song, you're going to hear that song for the next 5 swipes.
Oh, yeah, exactly. like the one before it Jiggle was definitely like Percocet, Molly Percocet. And like to the point where I was like, because I never actually listened to the whole song by The Weeknd, and I was like, there's no way this is actually the song. This is like an audio hallucination that I'm having. It's actually, if I look up the lyrics, it's actually going to be something like super fucking normal, you know? And then I look up the lyrics, Percocet, Molly Percocet. God damn it. Okay, all right. Man, well, I'm old. So, what about you?
Y'all know me. I'm the Horror Guru. You can find me at the Horror Guru on Twitter, on Twitch, on Instagram, and Facebook. Just look up the Horror Guru or Blood Splattered Cinema, and I'll be there. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to ring that notification bell so you're notified of our videos immediately upon their upload. And if you would like to help out our channels more directly, be sure to check out our Patreon pages. And remember, if you go the Patreon route, even $1 a month can go a long way. I don't know why I second-guessed what I was saying as I was saying it, but I did.
That's what Cronenberg will do to you.
Yep. And if you made it this far into the vlog, then I want you to comment below, and be sure to comment below using #VaginaBed. Use #VaginaBed. That way I know, that way Jack knows, that way the whole world knows you watched this vlog all the way through. And they're gonna think you're severely fucked up.
Yeah. Oh no, this is a fucked up movie.
Absolutely.
This is a fucked up movie. I love it.
And we got 2 more vlogs to record, so we're gonna wrap this up and peace out.